Yo, Hegassen here we go, One Piece Manga chapter 970. My review slowly getting closer to that 1000, and this chapter is called Oden vs Kaido. So finally, we don't have to wait anymore. We finally get to see Oden vs Kaido, and I don't think it really lived up to the hype, at least not for me. I'll get into that a little bit later on, but yeah, I don't think it got into the hype that was being built up, Oden, the only person to wound Kaido, this big epic battle. And maybe because it was all confined into one chapter and it felt a little bit rushed, but at the end of this chapter I wasn't as excited about it as I was going into the chapter. And again, I'll explain that a little bit later on. What I was excited about was seeing the 9 red Scabbards finally going into battle, going into action. We didn't get to see a lot of it, but it's good to know that you have the 9 red Scabbards and they can face an entire army, along with Oden obviously, but they can face an entire army of Kaido's forces. Like, it was like 10 to 100, maybe more, and they did a fantastic job, so much so that it took 5 days for the fires to go out after this epic battle, this like hour-long epic battle. We knew that like Kinemon and all that was strong, but we hadn't really got a chance to actually properly see it, but here we actually get to see it. I mean, we kind of saw with Nekomamushi and Orochi fighting against Jack, and we saw Ashura Doji as well fighting against Jack. We know how strong they were, but seeing them here in action in their prime, well, I guess for Kinemon and stuff, he's still in his prime, but everybody else, that was fantastic. I love that. I love Okiku's face in this. She looked really angry going into it, so that was great. Lots of epic shots with them. We're really looking forward to seeing that in the anime, actually. Hopefully they expand on it a little bit more. We get to see a few more of their moves, but seeing them in action, really, really cool stuff, and getting confirmation from Kaido's forces that, yeah, these characters, they are really strong. These samurai are people that you don't want to mess with. We also have King and Queen in there as well, but they are just silhouettes, and they actually do come in and they do take out quite a lot of the 9 red Scabbards, again proving how strong these characters are. A little bit disappointed that they were in silhouettes. That's a bit of a weird choice. I guess Oda hadn't quite maybe come up with a design for their younger versions, or didn't really want to bother coming up with a design for their younger versions. Maybe that means we're not going to be getting any more flashbacks, like Kaido flashbacks with them in it, potentially, or he's just waiting for that. It doesn't look like Queen had his robotic arm in the flashback, but he did seem to have like this bat with like smoke or goo or something coming out of it. Maybe that was one of his weapons. Again, not sure if we'll ever get any more on that. What came next was Kaido and Oden going up to Kaido, and we get another one of those beautiful shots of a character facing a dragon, like Zoro versus the dragon on Punk Hazard, like Ryuma versus the dragon in his Monsters side story from way back. We see Oden going in very, very similar against Kaido, wounding him, giving him that X on his chest. Beautiful panel. Was it a little bit too easy? I mean, for Oden, we've had characters being like, oh my god, Oden is the only person to wound Kaido. These swords, the only swords to wound Kaido. And for Oden, it seems so easy. He literally jumped up there, slashed him. Kaido is wounded. Shows just how strong Oden is. But I don't feel like it felt like that much of an epic feat because it looks so easy for Oden. Didn't like kind of have that same impact as like some of the other ones had, like Ryuma cutting that dragon's head off and stuff. Like, it just seemed a bit easy, and maybe because we've kind of seen this panel a few times before. We even saw it earlier on, very similar one with Oden cutting that boar clean in two and somehow it surviving. Where is that boar, by the way? We haven't seen that in ages. But yeah, after that we then get how Kaido defeats Oden, and this is the thing that I'm a little bit mixed on, because we had Oden here showing his strength, easily cutting through Kaido, very little effort on his part. And then in the next shot we have Kaido basically one-shotting Oden. I mean, they've had like a few little scraps here and there. We see Oden get knocked back earlier on, but he gets his club and knocks out Oden. I mean, there's circumstances that I'm going to get into, but again, I don't know, does it feel a bit too easy? Is it because the chapter was very confined? Was it because it was rushing through it? I feel like maybe there should have been a little bit more, but let's explain what happens. So Oden, he's fighting Kaido, and then he hears a voice. He turns around and there's Momo. The second we see Momo, I'm like, well, that's clearly not Momo, because we've previously seen Momo with Toki and Hiyori elsewhere, and Yasui is looking after him. Yasui isn't going to let Momo run off. Of course it's going to be the woman with the clone fruit, and it is the woman with the clone fruit. But Oden, in this split second, he just sees his son, So he lets his guard down for a tiny little bit, which lets Kaido hit him on the back of the head with his club and basically knocks him out. I mean, we see him kind of trying to stand up, but he is bleeding. His eyes are white. Oden is down for it, and fair enough, it's a blow to the back of the head. It's gonna hurt. It's Oden with his Kaido with his club again, sorry, hitting him down in one. But I feel like with the strength that we saw of Oden easily cutting Kaido, maybe he should have been able to tank it a little bit more. I mean, he definitely didn't have Haki up or anything like that. So it was a little bit of a disappointing defeat, really. I mean, it was quite clever, really, on Kaido's part. It was quite clever how he actually did it. He says that Oden's biggest weakness is the same as Roger's, it's the same as Whitebeard. And this says a lot about Kaido's character, actually. And he'll probably say the same to Luffy as well. These characters' biggest weakness is how soft they are. And by soft, he means the fact that they're compassionate, they care about other people. And in that moment where Oden saw his son and he cared about the fact that his son was there, and this gifter had a gun to his son's head, he let his guard down, which let Kaido attack him. I think that speaks quite a lot for Kaido's character, how he doesn't really care about his subordinates, and we see that. And this could actually be something that Luffy uses to in fact beat Kaido. You know, in the end it could be, well, it's my compassion, it's me caring about all of these other people, that means that I can defeat you because you're all on your own and I've got all of these backing me up. So maybe that's going to be a clue as to how they take down Kaido. I think it's actually quite an important line, but I just feel like at the end of this chapter I was like, that felt a bit easy, that felt a bit quick. Again, I know it's confined. Hopefully the anime again, another classic moment where the anime can expand on it. But I just, after reading it, I just wasn't as, oh my god, that was amazing. I was a little bit more like, oh, is that it? We also have Shinobou in here as well, and that puts the traitor theory that I've been having kind of in a grey area again. It's now 50-50 because she actually helps Oden in the fight. At the end, Oden actually says to Kaido's forces that she was an assassin trying to kill him, which is why she isn't captured at the end, because everyone is captured and they're going to be boiled alive. Quite a fitting death for Oden, since he's always like cooking and everything. So yeah, very mixed chapter. I quite like the Shinobou stuff because it puts that speculation back in the air as to who the traitor is. Not quite sure how happy I am with the Kaido versus Oden. I don't think it was as good as I'd imagined in my head going into this. And seeing the 9 red Scabbards and just hearing again how strong they are, how strong Kinemon and everyone is, was fantastic as well for me. Big Kinemon guy, so really like that. The cover page story got a little bit more interesting. We see Capone, we see Vito, and they've got loads of people, guys and girls, all trying to kiss them. Not sure what's going on. I think it's going to be devil fruit related. I think that's now getting a little bit more interesting. It wasn't as interesting last time. So yeah, overall, kind of an average chapter for me. I'm only probably going to give this one probably just a purple tier. There was some good stuff, there was some bad stuff. I think the anime is going to really make this chapter shine. And I think it's also a little bit of kind of Oden flashback fatigue. I've been really enjoying it, but I'm starting to get a little bit tired of it now. Even though it's good to know all of this information, I kind of want to get back into the main story and find out what's happening with Luffy and everything. So I think that's a part of it. And again, I think I'm still I've went through that high of all the Gold Roger stuff, all of them reveals, and now it's kind of going down into a little bit of a slope. I think I need to get back into Wano and find out what's happening with Luffy and all that to get that hype built up again. Anyway, that's just my thoughts. Still a good chapter, but kind of more average for me. Hey, so thanks for watching. What did you think? Let me know about it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed my video, maybe give it a like, and if you really liked it, why not subscribe? You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Twitch. Oh, and here's a related video you might enjoy, and something more fresh. I've been Hegassen, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!